Yo, what's up, y'all? Gonna be reacting to twins outsmart killer mom who thinks she got away with it. Let's see what we got.
This footage hides
Appreciate
a
everyone for the love, by the way.
secret. The couple
killing on a
cheering in
YouTube game.
stands is Celeste and Stephen Beard. They are attending the high school graduation of their twin daughters,
What we got?
Jennifer and Christina. Now, look closely at the woman sitting alone in front of them. Her name is Tracy Tarleton. From the outside, she looks
But it's an
supportive
old
of the
picture.
twins, clapping as they walk across the
Or it's
stage.
an old
What the
video.
girls don't know is that
Early
just a few months
2000s.
before this footage was taken, Tracy was released from a psychiatric facility and has been meeting with their mother in secret, plotting a violent crime that will force the two teenagers to run for their lives.
She's very scary. There wasn't enough
Oh, no.
locks on the door for the two of us to feel safe.
We were scared to death. We thought she'd kill the girls.
You better get your
What?
tonight. You understand that? Because if you don't, you will be sorry.
It's 1993. 13-year-old Christina lives with her mom, Celeste, and her stepdad.
Hey, bro, I want to say one thing. If you ever feel that you don't have enough locks in your home or you don't feel secure, regardless of if you're in a set location like your house, maybe a school, public place, relationship, like you don't feel safe with someone, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. That's a telltale sign.
That's Stephen
that something
in
is
Austin,
wrong.
Texas. While Jennifer, Christina's identical
Number
twin
one indicator,
sister,
bro.
lives with their biological father, Craig, in Washington State. The
It's
twins'
the-
parents went
it's the
through a
80s cut
lengthy
right there.
custody battle after their divorce, which ended in the twins being separated between both parents. Living hundreds of miles away from each other was difficult for the girls because they were each other's best
damn.
friends.
That
I
sucks.
missed her a lot. I missed Jen a whole lot. We were built-in friends with each other.
I would not know how
Hey,
to
they look
be
just like their
a
mom,
regular
low-key.
sibling. It's always been nice to have someone that knows exactly what I'm going through. It was definitely
How'd she go from
Miss
this to
Jen
this?
A whole lot. We were built-in friends with each other.
Oh, so this is the
I
other sister.
would not know how to be a
Damn,
regular
I
sibling.
feel like they look different. They don't look
it's
as
always
similar
been
as they
nice
used to.
have someone
Well, you can see it in the eyes, huh? Man, I don't care. Let's go
to
back to
have
it.
someone that knows exactly what I'm going through. It was definitely hard not to have my other half.
It's July 1996. After 3 years of
Yeah, I
living
know they say
apart,
that twins
the
feel
twins
like
have
a
finally planned a
connection.
summer trip together, reuniting
Yeah,
at
they
their
look- yeah, they're
grandparents'
identical
house in
twins for sure.
California. They're really excited because it's the first time they have
What's that,
seen
Venice
each other
Beach?
in over 2 years.
My sister and I never skipped a beat.
Laughing
No,
so
they
hard
look
that
so
we were
similar. Damn.
crying, and I just couldn't believe that we were actually back together again.
However, things take a turn for the worse when Jennifer tries to call their father, Craig, to let him know they've arrived safely. But no one is picking up the phone. They keep trying to call, but still,
Aw,
no
man.
answer. After 2 days of not talking, the twins receive the news that their father has been found dead in his home, leaving behind a handwritten letter. He had been quietly struggling for years, leaving his daughters asking themselves why he would do this.
I felt like I died that day.
The twins are in a state of shock. What was supposed to be only a 2-week reunion turned into Jennifer suddenly moving in with Christina, Celeste,
That's sad,
and their
man.
new stepdad, Stephen Beard, in Austin, Texas. At first, she had a hard time adjusting to the change, but when she met Steve Beard, her new stepdad, he was surprisingly very welcoming and loving, showing a lot of attention to his new stepdaughter.
When I first met Steve, it was just
Hey, one thing too, it's a little off topic, but I think one of the biggest things that men struggle with is mental health. Now, this including myself. I'm not saying I'm nowhere near damn good on that shit. I think everyone has something going on. But if you ever feel like it's becoming overwhelming, or it's just becoming, you feel like you're trapped or you caved in, like reach out to the people around you, bro. Reach out to the people around you because they obviously give a fuck. They care, No one wants to see this happen to someone, especially when when they got kids that they
so
leave behind.
sweet, which was a relief, because he was technically my stepdad. On Sundays, it was really special because Steve and I would always go to breakfast together. I was very
Oh, that's
grateful
sweet,
to
man.
have his relationship.
They look like
After
they're in
years
Utah.
of living together, the new blended family, from the outside, appears to be living a happy life. The sisters have just started their senior year
Wait,
of high
who-
school.
wait, did
and
someone
they, for
kill their
once,
dad, or
have a
he
stable
committed
father
suicide?
figure? Stephen even formally adopted the twins,
They didn't even
giving
say
them
that.
each a special
Mm.
family ring.
He had always wore his.
He just gave it to us after he adopted us, and we thought it was the coolest thing.
It does
I
look
mean,
pretty
I
cool.
was definitely moved that he had this special ring made, and I mean, just the adoption alone, you know, I felt pretty connected to
Central
him.
National
But
Park.
everything changes on October 2nd, 1999, at 2:30 a.m. Jennifer is staying with her boyfriend, while back at Stephen's house, Christina is asleep like any other night, when all of a sudden, Christina's bedroom door swings open.
The lights turn on, and my mom is running through the door saying, "Someone's at the door." And I'm like, what is going on here? I jump out of bed because she's in a panic, and I'm on my way to that front door when I see these white flashing lights.
Christina is in a state of shock,
So
not knowing
police?
who is outside
Oh,
or
Lord.
what they want, so she runs to the phone and calls 911 in a panic. The girl tells them that there is someone banging on their front door, and sirens are blaring outside. With lights flashing all around their home, the 911 operator tells Christina that the people outside are the police. Moments earlier, the dispatchers received this 911 call from someone else inside the house.
What is going on there?
I'm in bed.
How did
I'm in awful pain.
Okay, are you there by yourself?
My wife is somewhere in the house. I can't find her.
Christina rushes to the front door to let the police
what?
inside.
Open the front door, and it's cops, and they're like, "Is your dad home?" And I said, "Yeah, he's upstairs."
Christina hurries to her stepfather's bedroom with the police as her mother frantically runs behind them.
The paramedics, they were already working on Steve by the
So like a
time
drama show, bro.
myself and the
Not
police
even a true
officer
crime.
got into the room.
This was a man who needed immediate medical attention, and they needed to act quickly if he was going to survive.
The paramedics try
He had
to
a heart attack?
stabilize Steve, but he's losing
Did the
a lot of
mom try to
blood
kill
while
him?
they scramble to transport him to the hospital as quickly as possible. One of the police officers makes a shocking discovery,
Oh, it's a
a
shell.
shotgun shell on the ground next to his bed.
I'm like, "What? Are you telling me he was shot?" And they said, "Yes." And I just couldn't believe
Nah,
it.
the mom is sus,
Christina
low
calls
key.
her sister and tells her what is happening as Steve is airlifted to the nearest hospital.
Just couldn't believe what he just
I
said.
swear, always
I'm
in these
panicked.
situations,
I'm
the
definitely
patient
panicked.
never lives.
Back at the Beard household,
Yeah, they don't get
crime
the
scene
info,
is
it's very
blocked
rare.
off as investigators conduct their
I
initial
hope he does,
walkthrough.
but
It seems like someone went through a
I mean,
side
we better
door,
find out.
which was left unlocked, and went up to Steve's bedroom to fatally shoot him. But before they can start investigating their theory, they need to take DNA swabs of everything, including all family members who could have been in the house at the time of the crime: Christina, Jennifer, and their mom, Celeste.
So at that point, I'm shocked that first off, Steve had been shot, but I wouldn't have even thought who could have done it. I was wondering if it was burglar or random, but as soon as we walked out of the house, Celeste whispers to me, "If the police ask you who might have done this, don't mention Tracy's name."
Why would Celeste say don't mention Tracy's name?
Tracy Tarleton.
Oh man,
6 months before the night of the attack, Celeste met 45-year-old Tracy. She was the manager of a local bookstore in Austin and had recently become close friends with Celeste. She would often get invited by the twins' mom for dinner and birthday parties, and even attended their high school graduation.
They
so I'm
had this
assuming the
weird
wife
friendship.
asked her
I just
to
remember
kill her
thinking that
husband.
this lady wants more from our mom than just a platonic relationship.
Don't tell me they
Twins
better
are on
have
their
some
way
like
to the hospital
lesbian
as they try to
rendezvous,
understand
bro.
what's happening. They are confused because they were told by their
In the
mother
big
not to
1999, bro?
mention
Come on,
Tracy,
man.
but that only raises suspicions in their mind.
I was thinking maybe she's protecting Tracy because she thought it was Tracy.
After getting to the hospital and talking to the detectives, they asked me, who do I believe shot my father? And I said, my mom doesn't want me to mention this, but I'm not supposed to say Tracy Tarleton.
Tracy Tarleton is investigated, and her closeness to the Beard family makes her the prime suspect. But something is off. Without any clear motive, detectives have suspicions that someone else is involved.
There was no reason for Tracy to do this completely on her own.
Police quickly
Yeah,
obtain
the
a
mother
search
has to be
warrant
involved
for Tracy
somehow.
Tarleton's house based on
Just don't make
compelling
sense.
evidence. A 20-gauge shotgun shell and the very bullet that had wounded Stephen Beard. They then proceeded to Tracy Tarleton's home and knock on her front door.
Did bro
Miss
live?
Tarleton was asked if she owned a shotgun.
Or we
She
not?
said yes. I
What's
asked
going
if
on?
I could see it. She thought for a few minutes and she said, okay, you can see it. She gave us a Franchi 20-gauge shotgun. Had her name inscribed on the weapon itself.
Law enforcement take possession of the shotgun, bringing it in for further analysis. Days go by, and everyone is left waiting for news from the investigators, until finally, the detectives have the results.
And that shotgun turns out to be the shotgun from which the bullet that injured Mr. Beard was fired from.
October 8th, 1999.
Couldn't she
5
just
days after the
refuse
shooting
to
of
let them
Stephen
see the
Beard,
shotgun?
Tracy Tarleton is arrested and charged with attempted murder. But investigators are not satisfied. Tracy is refusing to talk about why she did this, and they know there's more to this story than they have so far. Detectives continue to ask questions because they believe Tracy did not act alone, and there might be someone else responsible who currently walks free. But she remains completely silent.
Yo, can we see a different
Meanwhile,
picture of her, bro?
Stephen is in the hospital, and after a painful
Damn,
few
B.
months of fighting with the twins by his side, Steve passes away from his injuries related to the shooting.
We loved Steve. He never wanted us to worry about
R.I.P. Brody.
anything. He just
Seemed like a good
wanted us
stepdad.
to be loved and enjoy our lives.
Coming from Washington State, losing
So
my
what happened to the real
father,
dad, though?
He filled that role for me that I'll never forget.
I feel like they
As the
left
sisters try to cope with their
little
father's
bit there.
death, they are only left with pain and more questions than ever. Why would someone want to hurt him? Their mother Celeste tries to be there for them and goes with the girls to prepare for the funeral and buy a casket for him, but the twins never expected what would happen next.
A lot of crying's going on. We just lost a loved one.
And while we were there, she purchased 2 pink caskets for Jen and I. And she's like, I'm gonna get these for you guys.
The
Yo, my man, what? Huh? Excuse me?
confusing part to me was Celeste suggesting that 18-year-olds needed to pick out a casket.
Yo, that's a big
in the
red
back
flag,
of my
bro.
mind, I thought, well, am I going in this casket soon?
Local newspapers and television networks start publishing the story,
Oh,
and
hell nah,
everyone
bro.
starts to worry that the real killer might still be walking free. But without any concrete evidence, the investigators are at a standstill. In the midst of it all, the twins notice their mom's
Oh, peep me. I'm about to make a 4K call, bro. I think. So we have, what's her name, Stevenson or something like that. The chick, the lesbian chick, and then the mom. I think that she gave the mom the shotgun, so the mom used it, right? The mom killed. I think they were in some form of romantic relationship. And the reason why that chick was so willing to give the police her shotgun, let them see it, because obviously it's going to connect, because they can see that the shell casings came from that weapon. I think she wanted to come forward and, kind of bite the bullet so the mom wouldn't be imprisoned, so she could be safe. She's letting her partner go free, because she came in prison before. I mean, they said that she was confirmed. She had just left the psychiatric ward 6 months prior. So I think that's what's happening here. Because the mom, this don't make sense. Because she doesn't just come into her daughter's room. Because she should be sleeping with the stepdad. Now, obviously, I don't know where they're sleeping. But you don't just not hear a shotgun shell. I don't know.
behavior is becoming increasingly disturbing and erratic.
We're all
here.
crying, and
Something going on here.
Celeste is just laughing.
She kind of had like these crazy eyes.
Kind of manic, very loud and
Hey, the reason why the dad split up early, bro. It's the reason why.
emotional, but
Yeah, I
didn't
wouldn't be
really
surprised if
seem
she killed him.
real.
But things reach a breaking point on February
Shit.
16th, 2000, when no one could imagine what was in store for 2 young twins.
She then said, hey, why don't we all kill ourselves?
And all of a sudden, she pulls out a knife.
She's holding it like this, and she goes to like kind of lunge.
She just stabs herself in the leg.
Blood starts gushing everywhere.
I was just like, what is happening?
The twins call 911.
Huh? What? This is beyond my prediction.
In a panic, begging
What?
for immediate medical attention for their mom. As the ambulance arrives, the paramedics
Is this
rush
self-guilt?
to start working on Celeste,
Bro, she's crazy.
attempting to stop the bleeding from her leg.
Oh
the
my
girls are in a
God.
state of shock as their mom is quickly brought into an ambulance and driven to the closest hospital. Over the next weeks,
It's
while
amazing
still in
recreate,
the
by the way,
hospital,
these
Celeste
scenes.
continuously calls both sisters, becoming more and more unhinged and disturbing.
And she's yelling
Bro, she's tweaking.
and screaming at me over the phone.
Would go from normal to screaming, back to normal.
That's when Christina has an idea that will later give investigators the evidence they need to finally uncover Steve Beard's real murderer.
That I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start recording her conversations because I want to play them back to her, and she'll then hear, like, from my perspective, what I'm hearing and think, oh, that's awful. I can't believe I'd do that.
And you will be sorry.
But
That's her mom, bro. Yo, her mom said it
then,
to her, bro.
just as Christina is about to stop recording, Celeste exposes a crucial piece
Yo,
of
this is
evidence that will
creepy.
change the investigation forever.
She says, I hired somebody
Tracy.
to kill Tracy.
Who's Tracy?
I froze. It made it
Is that the
all
twin? Oh, I'm
real,
tweaking.
and it made it
Who's Tracy?
all unsafe.
The twins are terrified, realizing that the pink coffins she bought, the recurring bizarre and violent outbursts, the suspicious death of their father, and now her murder plot for Tracy are all leading to one thing.
So Tracy,
They will be
I
next
think
on her
it was
list.
Tracy and Christina.
Hearing
Is that their
that
names?
sealed it for me. Like any sort of doubt that I ever had that Celeste was involved with our father's murder, I don't have anymore.
And things get worse from here on. Their mom has been released from the hospital, and now the twins are in more danger than ever. At that moment, Jennifer and Christina's last chance to survive is to go into hiding and make sure their mom can't find them.
I cleared out my bank account for Christina and I to go on the run and not have any trace. We stayed in motels. Everything we did with cash. Celeste was trying to find us every day, trying to find us.
I'm buying one of these. Buying one of these quick, bro.
All I kept
Ooh,
replaying
we-
in my head was we
Come
are
through.
in danger.
Come through,
it's
big bro.
definitely terrifying. Like,
Come
we're
through.
not coming
Pop
home
your
from
ass.
this.
As Celeste is on the hunt for her daughters, the twins, armed with the taped
This shit is
conversations
crazy,
of their
bro.
mother's threats, go to the police to obtain a family violence protective order, which is granted. However, their suspicions of their mother's involvement in their stepdad's death can only be confirmed by one person, Tracy Tarleton.
This whole entire time,
Oh,
Tracy was keeping her silence, that she acted in this alone.
Tracy, who was in
Huh?
prison awaiting a trial for her role in Steve's
hires
murder,
someone to kill
kept
someone in
silent
prison?
until March 2002.
So
when
she's trying to
reads
silence
that
her.
The twins received a family violence protective order against their mother in the newspaper. In that moment, she breaks her silence and decides to cooperate
these are
with
amazing
investigators, revealing to
reenacted
detectives the
scenes.
truth behind her motive. What investigators have been waiting to hear since the night of the murder, that she did not kill Steve on her own, but in fact, it was Celeste's plan all along. Now, with Tracy's crucial statement
Tracy,
and
W.
the
Tracy.
twins' incriminating audio recordings, investigators finally have enough evidence to arrest Celeste for capital murder on March 28, 2002. However, just because Celeste is arrested doesn't mean a jury will find her guilty.
I felt like if she doesn't go to jail,
Wait, what?
I was going to be living underground forever. And I wasn't going to feel safe until she was in jail. With her on the street, nobody's
Well,
safe.
The twins
I guess
begin
it's just
to
going
work
by
with
word, but
prosecutors, lawyers, and
that's a
Tracy
lot of
Tarleton,
evidence, bro.
the woman who pulled the trigger, to
Hey,
take down
W.
their
Tracy,
mother
bro.
and ensure she never gets out of prison.
Little fourth quarter
February
comeback.
3rd, 2003, the trial begins of Celeste Beard. In front of their own mother, the sisters need to take the stand.
I
She
felt
messed up her
like
leg.
I
What
don't
the
want to be in the same room with her. I was afraid, oh my gosh, how do I stay strong enough to not waver?
Worst thing I've ever had to do in my life is see Celeste staring back at me when I had to sit on the stand and testify to everything that I knew she did. I was conflicted because she's my mom, but I just wanted to make sure that Steve got justice.
The twins describe that throughout all their lives, their mom has had severe mental health problems, causing violent
Yo, shout out to the stepdad, bro. Shout out to the stepdad. The fact that I forgot her name already, bro. Christina, or one of the twins. The fact that she felt so close already with the stepdad in such a short amount of time. Because remember, they weren't there that long. And she was still able to take his side over her mom. Because there's a lot of situations like these where people choose family. And that's okay. Not to say it's okay in a terms of overstepping what's right and wrong. I'm saying it's okay because we see it happen. I'm saying it's okay because it happens, not because it's actually okay morally. But this just shows how great of a stepdad he was, bro. The fact that she still cares so much for him, and they only knew each other for such a short amount of time, bro. Shout out.
and an overall traumatizing
Shout out, big bro.
childhood.
Growing up, her emotions were all over the place. There was a lot of yelling and screaming and nasty phone calls. It seemed normal to us.
Jennifer reveals that when Celeste married 69-year-old retired TV executive and multimillionaire Steve Beard,
Oh, he was a
wasn't
millionaire?
out of love, but it was to gain access to his large inheritance.
Did the defendant ever talk to you about her feelings about Steve Beard?
Well, she said that she married Steve for his money.
Did she tell you about what would happen if Steve Beard died?
That she would get it on. She would say, why wouldn't he die already?
Did it appear that she was looking forward to that, or?
Yes.
Investigators uncover that after only 6 months of marriage, Celeste had
gone,
spent
bro.
over $500,000 of her husband's money, secretly buying all kinds of clothes, jewelry, and artwork. The
500
twins even
bandos?
noticed that Celeste had put sleeping pills in Steve's food on multiple occasions, and once he fell asleep, she would sneak out of the house. In February 1999, 8 months before Stephen Beard's murder, Celeste also had a psychotic breakdown, taking a gun, pointing it at her own head, and threatening Christina's life. Because of that incident, she had to be forcibly checked into the St. David's Psychiatric Mental Hospital in Austin, Texas. And while
The
staying
fuck?
at that psychiatric facility, that's when Celeste met Tracy Tarleton. Their mother quickly started to show her a lot of attention, spending time with her, and ultimately developing a close, intimate relationship. After building all that trust, Celeste's real plan can be put into action. She could now manipulate Tracy.
She expressed to me that she wanted the sexual relationship with me, which I also wanted.
Celeste had been setting up Tracy.
Action. She could now manipulate Tracy.
She expressed to me that she wanted the sexual relationship with me.
Yo, why her voice deeper than mine? Why her voice so deep?
After building all that trust, Celeste's real plan can be put into action. She could now manipulate Tracy.
She expressed to me that she wanted the sexual relationship with me, which I also wanted.
Celeste had been
She sound like a dreadhead, bro. She sound like a YN.
setting up Tracy.
Yeah, prison.
Saying Steve is abusive to me.
Yeah.
He's so horrible. And Tracy believed that Celeste was really in trouble.
Celeste Beard, I don't think ever loved,
Damn, bro.
maybe didn't even like Tracy Tarleton, but she was willing to.
This also shows you like look at the mom, bro. Like, obviously, like compared to the court picture, like obviously she's not gonna be in being able to put on makeup and all that because she in prison, I believe at the time. But like look at the fall off. Like she looks amazing here. Like, am I wrong? She looks like she's in good health. She got the jewelry around her, good makeup, looks happy. She looks happy too. She looks good. She looks healthy. And then once we see like the psychotic breakdown or whatever's kind of happening to her mentally, like look at the physical breakdown. Look at how the stress affects her, like her looks, you know what I'm saying? Like she looks so much different here. Where is it? Like, look at this. Look at this. This is night and day difference. Actually, she don't look as bad right there. But, like, this is night and day difference. Like, look at these. And this is 1999, 1998 earliest. This is 1999. Because they met a few months prior to Steve's killing, and he died in... I believe February 1999. So this is in 1998 that this picture was taken. Like, isn't that not crazy? And then this is in 2002, 2003. That's a 4-year difference, bro. Man.
With this abusive
just
husband,
crazy.
but Steve wasn't abusive.
That's when, in front of the twins and the jury, Tracy describes Celeste's plan for the murder of her husband.
She says, oh man, he's gonna die soon, but not soon enough. She had a plan, and she wanted me to shoot him with my shotgun. Show me where to enter the grounds, where to park, and then we walked through how I would exit my car, where I would enter the house, how I would approach the bedroom.
Bro, this is the whole game plan.
I shot him once. I shot him once.
The courtroom stays quiet after the shocking revelation. Celeste coldly watches Tracy on the stand, shaking her head and even laughing occasionally, but her smile disappears when her own daughters walk up to the front of the courtroom and now have their turn of revealing one of the most incriminating pieces of evidence they have, the audio recording
This also shows you that not everyone deserves
of
kids,
her
bro.
murder plot against Tracy, as well as her constant threats to
Every
the
kid
girl.
deserves a good mother
tapes,
or good parents.
she
Not
was
every
histrionic.
parent deserves a
It
kid, bro.
was difficult to think that
Or-
any mother would talk to a child
You
that
feel me?
way.
The trial went on for weeks, until on March 19th, 2003, after deliberating for 3 days, the jurors finally come back with their answer. This will finally determine if Celeste will remain in prison for the murder of her husband, or if she will walk free
There's no
to
way she
forever
walks free,
haunt
bro.
the twins for their whole lives.
Before we bring the jury out, if there is anyone in the courtroom who feels that they may have an emotional outburst, I would ask that you please leave the courtroom at this time. Ms. Johns, would you please stand?
Truly,
Man,
we've
I'm not
been
crashed
waiting
out. She free.
for this for 3 years now. And so, yeah, it's very emotional, and you can't really know what 12 people that you've never met, what they're going to do.
Madam Foreperson, please read the entire.
State versus Celeste Johnson. Verdict of the jury.
This is
Verdict form
4K
one,
evidence, bro.
murder.
If
Will
she
the jury find the defendant, Celeste Johnson, guilty of the offense of capital murder?
Well, I had a
Guilty as charged.
flood of emotions. You know, I wasn't expecting to get so worked up. She is our mom, and it's just like she's going to jail for the rest of her life.
Finally, the sisters get
It gotta be hard to
justice
put
for their
away your own
father's
parent,
murder.
bro.
And to conclude the trial, Christina bravely takes a stand once more, but this time to directly speak to her mother and put an end to the fear she has been living with for over 2 years.
What did I ever do to you except love you? And this is how you treated us, like trash. You say we turned on you, but you turned on us. You turned on the whole Beard family. He let you into his home, loved you, honored, obeyed you, and you violated
A great
him
man.
and murdered him. You are guilty. Shame on you.
Celeste Beard is sentenced to 2 consecutive 40-year prison terms, and she won't have the possibility of parole until she's 79 years old. The
she's
twins
cooked.
can finally breathe a sigh
So she
of
get
relief,
parole after the
as
first,
now they don't
sentence.
need to stay in
Yeah, she
hiding.
cooked.
They can live their lives to the fullest. After court is adjourned, Tracy asks
Justice,
to meet
bro.
with the twins and apologizes to them directly for the pain she has caused the sisters.
I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, is sit in a room with the person that actually pulled the trigger. She said that she felt really guilty for killing our father and that she was really sorry. I remember that.
She was guilty.
She thought she was agreeing to kill an evil man. I feel really bad for her. I could really relate with the
man.
fact that she was a victim here too.
I just peep like she's totally right, because the mother painted the picture to Tracy that her man's was abusive and hurting her, and that's why she was mentally being affected. And Tracy fell in love with her, like they had that romantic relationship. And when it comes to helping the person that you love, a lot of times you oversee the small facts. Did she personally know the husband? No. She just knew that she wanted to help her partner. So she's right, bro. She's also a victim.
The twins say that for them, the sincere moment of
Man,
forgiveness
bro.
helped them begin their long process of healing. Now, 20 years after the trial, their sisterly bond only became stronger.
I have Christina. Like, Christina's my strength. We don't live close to each other, but any chance we can get to go visit each other, we will.
The twins
It's
are
love,
now
man.
42 years old. Jennifer has a good job, which she enjoys, and
Looking
spends
good
her
for
time
42, bro.
focusing on her mental health. Christina got
Respect.
married and is a loving mother of 2 children. She is proud to give her kids the life, attention, love, and nurturing she never received growing up.
I'm being the mom that I wanted.
They get to do life like I wish I got to.
Celeste never expected that her downfall would come from her own daughters, and even though it took years for Jennifer and Christina to heal from the wounds created by their mom, they show that their love for each other is stronger than their mother's hatred. Living their
Bro, great
best
editing.
lives, spending quality time together with their loving families is their best
Great editing
revenge.
right here, bro.
They're
I feel like
living
I'm about to
proof
watch a
that
football
even
highlight.
after tragedy, there's
The
a
music.
life worth living.
Hey, RP Steve. Hey man, big shout out to Unseen right here. Great editing, great content. This was a great video. You got Millie, so shit, shout me out. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate y'all for everything, for pulling up. I had another video planned, that I recorded like a few days ago, so I was pretty set. But honestly, I didn't like the quality of the video, and I'll be honest, I think one big thing is, I got 49 subs. Obviously, I want more, but I think my content doesn't necessarily, like, I don't need to produce Mr. Beast type quality. Like, yes, that could help me, but for my first, like, few videos, like, I just need to, like, my big focus right now is consistency, just getting on the rhythm, because once I build the rhythm and, that pattern, it's going to be a lot harder to break, so I'll get more videos up. So I was like, dude, I'll just post this, we chilling. It's a reaction video, it's low effort, but I wanted to post something that, I was more happy posting, because I noticed that, like, I was, like, saying to myself, it's okay to post this, like, it's calm, but I kept thinking about, like, is this good enough content? And I realized the fact that I kept thinking about it made me realize that I didn't believe that it was good content. So we got this video. Appreciate everyone for the love. If you've made it this far, put a little cookie. We're pushing the cookies nowadays. But yeah, y'all. Peace.